I am Douglas Antonio Nava. I am a 46-year-old native of Santa Fe. We are in the house that I was born and raised in. I have been part of every Spanish tradition in this city, and I've participated in every Spanish tradition in this city. I've been on the Fiesta court, I make the processions, I make the novenas, I make everything. I have participated with every organization I could. I was raised extremely traditional, as you can see. I come from a family that's been active in the community for years, so I think it's why it's so natural to me. I've been a santero in Spanish market 4 years now. My mentor is the famous Charlie Carrillo, whose work is in many churches throughout the state, and I've also been mentored by Nick Ortero. It's in our churches. It's when you grow up with it. That's the inspiration. Drawing the saints has always been my go-to for bringing peace in my life. My inspiration are my people. I mean, all I'm doing is walking the path of those that paved their way for me in my traditional beliefs. And I got a call saying, "Hey, will you mentor this little girl?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." I mean, how do you say no? And so I mentored her, and I really had to push her. And I used to feel really bad because I was like, I wanted to think I'm like this really mean person. And when it was all over market, she was excited, and I know that I someday will probably be a mentor to many kids. When it comes to being a santero, my biggest love and inspiration is La Conquistadora. Well, like I said, I mean, we live in a generation now where these kids are computer oriented and they're social media oriented. I mean, I come from that generation where I learned everything by reading a book. Everything I know about my traditions, my cultures, it was through storytelling. From the generation born, like, Don Pedro Rivera Ortega, the longest living mayordomo to La Conquistadora. He was a historian, and he was a caballero when I was in my early 20s. When I was in my 20s, I was a caballero, and everything I know is because he told me stories, because the only way we learned is when you sat and listened. I know everything about La Conquistadora from Connie Hernandez, who was probably she'll probably be known as one of the most well-known sacristanas in Santa Fe, next to Doña Josefa Zambrano, the woman who is considered the original, who saved Our Lady. But I know everything through storytelling, and I'm realizing now that the only way these traditions are going to continue is if we don't stop the storytelling. But the only way these traditions are going to continue is if mommy and daddy at home person too. It shouldn't be me too. It should come from your families. But then again, when I was younger, when I was in high school and stuff, I was very traditional, but I was a kid. I love to go out with my friends. So unfortunately, I think it comes with age, as they say, sabiduría, wisdom, I have this piece here. This is the piece that I juried in with, that got me into Spanish market. So yeah, Juan Diego. I've always been very devout to Juan Diego because I considered him gente, Spanish ancestors. I know that what I do here is the way I'll reflect out in the community. I'm up for Don Diego de Vargas next week. I'm like, it has to be done peacefully. Especially now, we're living in a time when we see less peace. We see more abruptness. People's words are not kind anymore, and it's time for me to show the beauty of my culture, the beauty of my people, and let people know that our culture is no different than the other culture. We just say it in a different language. What defines me? Because life is too short. Life is too short. I'm one of those ones that just wants to know that I did everything I could. Well, every day is a challenge. I mean, we live in a time when if you don't wash your hands, it's a challenge. If you don't wear a mask, it's a challenge. I love being part of who I am. I mean, I live in a city that celebrates hundreds and hundreds of years of celebrations and traditions, and the oldest images and the oldest churches and the oldest forms of Catholicism and the oldest tamales and the oldest, everything is here because of my ancestors. And my ancestors are being forgotten. and I'm gonna start crying. It kills me. No, see someone who is proud of who they are. You know what I mean? There's a lot of work to do, but I'll do it through this.